Good morning, everybody. You've heard so much from us the past 12 hours. It made me rethink what I would share with you this morning and to try to fill in the gaps of opportunities that you can take advantage of from Sam's Club. You heard a lot about what the business is doing and also what we're doing in community involvement. There were a few things about the business that I think we overlooked that would be important to you. So hopefully you've had a chance to go on to samsclub.com. You used your gift of membership to register. There's a lot of different products on samsclub.com that may be applicable depending on the type of business that you have. There's a lot of information there too. And I think one of the best tools that is somewhat of a best kept secret is samsclub.com/yourbusiness. And this is a dedicated microsite with information and tips about how to plan, manage, and grow your business. There's a dedicated team in my office, the office where I work, that works with our suppliers and with other content providers like SCORE to make sure that there's information and resources there that would be beneficial to you. And it's categorized within categories. So you'll see things, I know there's some restaurant owners, caterers, home-based businesses or service-based businesses. So I'd encourage you to go and look at that. And if you ever, have any feedback, I think you know how to reach me. We'd certainly love to hear your thoughts. Also, a couple of years ago, we launched a lending program with an SBA partner called Superior Financial. We don't actually make small business loans, but we have found a partner that can make small business loans. It is an exclusive service to members, so it's one of the reasons we do share with people that are interested in joining Sam's Club one of the benefits. So as I think somebody asked, well, do you have travel? Well, no, we don't do travel anymore, but we now are offering business loans. So that's evolved as the needs of our small business members has evolved. Highly competitive rates, $5,000 to $10,000. I saw the last statistic that they have reached some really significant milestones. So we're getting a lot of usage. Members are getting a lot of usage out of that. And if you need something like that, I'd encourage you to take a look at it. It's under member services and financial services. So it may be advertised on the small business site, but if you need to find it, it would be under member services. On the philanthropy side, got a lot of questions about, why are you doing this? I didn't know that Sam's Club, did so much in the communities. And, we're certainly trying to make people more aware, but we also want to do that appropriately. It is about giving back. It is about making a difference in our communities. And we do have some specific goals related to small business, and these have just formed over the past really 18 months with help from people like Mark and some of our other charity partners. We want to do our best to reach small businesses, because if we can't, work with others to get you access to training, to help you grow your business, we're not doing our job, we're not helping those nonprofits do their job. And I think Deluxe and other Constant Contact, they would all share that it's hard to reach small business owners. You're fragmented, you don't, look maybe like larger companies or consumers. So we're trying to help nonprofits to do that better. We want to, reach you so that we can deliver hands-on training like this. And one of our goals too is to increase loans. So we hear from other providers that when small businesses get training like this and you have the proper financial mechanisms, that you're far more likely to succeed in the long term, to be able to hire people and just, be more sustainable. So it's something for you to think about the financial health of your business and how you're going to, get access to capital or debt instruments. A long-term outcome is that that's going to increase your revenue. And then further outcomes as you're more stable, the life of your business, the survival rates are better, and that will help to create jobs. We see a real opportunity to be investing in the U.S. economy by helping small businesses grow, creating jobs at home. And we believe in the Main Street business and self-employment, people creating a job for themselves and hopefully others, but 1 to 4 employees, that's a real honorable and great thing that you're doing and others are doing. There was a stat in some of our talking points that, for every dollar invested in small business, it's estimated to return $2 to the U.S. economy. So it just, again, as we think about how we can help, we want to enable you to make those impacts and the benefits it brings in your communities. Just another look at some of the people that we're working with, and I'll tell you, in addition to grants that we've made with organizations like SCORE, we're also looking at helping nonprofits get better so that they can deliver services better to you. And some of those grants are for things around marketing support. So we'll, actually pay for things like the cookbook that was created, or webinars or ads or PSAs, anything to help raise that awareness. We've helped supported programs around advocacy of self-employment and small business as a job creator. We're doing some really interesting work around standardizing the loan application process for lending and to make that more streamlined and more cost-effective. And Reva's shaking her head. I hope that's in agreement. It's with the Association of Enterprise Opportunity, and it's just in the early stages, but we're really excited to be able to be working with them and expect them to share those results. And then lastly, this may be counterintuitive to you, but the Corporation for Enterprise Development, we funded a grant around the Schedule C, the importance of the Schedule C as a business owner. I'd really encourage you at tax time to, work with somebody, even if it's a volunteer service. I understand there are volunteers that will do, free tax consulting, but it's a really great opportunity to better understand your financials, take advantage of the Schedule C, and again, research shows as a small business owner is more comfortable and confident in using those tools, your business will grow along with that, because you're getting better then at understanding all the ins and outs of your financials, and you're taking advantage of possible income tax credits and deductions that will make a difference. Lastly, and I have 2 things I want to end on. You heard folks talk about the 50th anniversary of Walmart, and this last summer we celebrated, and so there was a lot of nostalgia and reminiscing. I never met Mr. Sam Walton, but a lot of people in the company did, and we certainly really want to honor his legacy. And so we have access to a lot of information, and I love looking through the quotes and clips about Mr. Sam. And I thought that this was incredibly poignant for today. And I wanted, as you start your second day, I wanted to inspire you. And I think back, again, 50 years, what it must have been like. I can see the little Main Street business, the Walton Five and Dime in Bentonville. That's where it's located, where we work. And it was, I don't know if you're familiar with those old Ben Franklin stores. It was that type of a format, penny candy and that sort of thing. And I don't know when he said this, but it was part of the quote archives, that he had no vision for the scope of what they would start. But I had confidence that as long as we did our work well and were good to our customers, there would be no limit to us. He always put customers and associates first. And I think that there's a lot that we can take that away. Even in, my corporate job, we still talk about those things, about how we're serving our internal customers or, our external customers. And lastly, we shared at another SCORE event, and I will continue to share it because I think it's also something really great for small business owners and entrepreneurs in general. I don't know if you can see this real well, but I understand you will get access to these materials. And so I'm going to read this for you. Sam Walton's 10 rules for business. Commit to your business. Believe in it more than anybody else. Share your profits with your associates and treat them like partners. Motivate your partners. Communicate everything you possibly can to your partners. Appreciate everything your associates do for the business. There's many times, as Julie shared, and I think I've seen Julie throughout her career, associates often have a lot of really great ideas. And so we make a point to, hear from associates about what they think we could change in the business. Celebrate your success and find humor in your failure. Listen to everyone in your company and figure out ways to get them talking. Exceed your customers' expectations. Control your expenses better than your competition. During Small Business Week, the Sam's Club associates will go and volunteer in small business members' places of business and also in the community. And we often have heard small business members say, every penny matters. And I think, you probably know that all too well, but I also think it's a good reminder about how those pennies can add up and really make a difference. And then swim upstream, go the other way, ignore conventional wisdom. So thank you for including me. I'm looking forward to participating today and learning from the other speakers. And if you need anything, I think you also know, how to reach me from past communications. So thank you.